It is unfair to compare her to Paris Hilton. She's characterized as very bright. And those people who qualify her candidacy as a farce, well, are they wrong?
Well, that's a tough one. Certainly in that package there, we heard a lot of people saying that it would be this would turn the whole thing into a circus. In a way, this is what the Kremlin might be looking for. It wants a bit of theatre. It might not want circus. It doesn't want ridiculous, but it wants people to turn out at these elections. And if, as we can certainly expect now, if Alexei Navalny, the key opposition figure and anti-corruption campaigner, isn't allowed to take part in the upcoming elections, then what do we have left? Well, we've got, as Ksenia Sobchak said in her announcement that she was going to run for president, we've got a whole lot of faces from the Communist Party, the Nationalist Party, the pseudo, if you like, opposition party, Yabloko, who have been presenting themselves for the last 4 or 5 elections. These are older people in their late 60s and 70s. And the risk is that these elections in March could turn out to be very boring. So what they're trying to do, if the suspicions are right and if the Kremlin has sort of suggested to Ksenia Sobchak, she denies this, by the way, that maybe she should present herself, that's what they're trying to do, is to spice things up, get people to the polls and give at least a little bit of an outlet for the frustration among opposition people in this country.
Because what are the reactions you've been hearing this Thursday?
Well, if we look at what the opposition, people in the opposition, I mean, we talk about the opposition, but really it's very divided along a number of different lines. I mean, some people are suggesting that this could harm Alexei Navalny. It could eat away at his vote. But as other people are suggesting, like Dmitry Gudkov, who was the last opposition member of parliament before he was kicked out at the last, not elected at the last parliamentary elections. They're really after 2 different sections of the vote. And Alexei Navalny is very unlikely to be going forward to put himself forward for the presidential elections. He just won't be allowed to run. So that really is the key. That's what parts of the opposition are saying. If we look at the state TV channels, for example, they've really got on the bandwagon. For them, this is theatre. This is almost, as was suggested there, this is circus. This is something new. It's something that they can get their teeth into, and certainly Sobchak herself is very much a socialite. It's very hard to flick through a magazine without seeing her photo somewhere. She's also a presenter on the opposition TV channel Dosh. So one thing that she does have is reach, but it's not the kind of reach that it would take to win a national election, a presidential election in Russia.